tendinitis.
Oh, so you can do it?
Yeah, so I never did it.
Oh.
And then just when I got better from tendinitis, I crushed my foot in the art studios. And then just when I'd got my foot better from crushing it in the art studios, my knees just went...
How did all these things connect?
How did you crush your foot?
I was trying to get some metal out of the cupboard because I was going to do some welding. And there were these
You can
6...
weld?
Mm.
Good.
That's amazing.
Did you weld them cubes together?
Yeah.
Oh, these ones?
Mm.
Oh, wicked.
But I do more complicated welding. That's a very simple structure.
Can you do, like, pet shapes and everything?
I'd sometimes put coordinates within the cube so that, like, giant, like, maze rattly things.
Wicked.
But that takes a lot of, like, hammering in to get them so they, like, go in the right angles.
Do you see that art exhibition with they use real human bones to build stuff?
God, no, I haven't seen that.
It's gross in Germany. Did you see it?
What's that new one with the huge
in London,
skull?
I don't know. Yeah, the huge skull.
Have you not seen it?
Just a huge skull.
Basically, this guy made this huge skull, and there's been this huge fuss about it because it's just been sold for, like, millions. And it's just
with
a
diamonds
huge
on it.
skull with diamonds, yeah.
Damien Hirst. And it's worth £50 million, isn't it? Because of all the diamonds on it.
£50 million? Like, what?
Why would you want to buy a big skull?
What? No, like, what difference you can make in the world with £50 million?
That's partly the point of what he's making, isn't it, though?
What?
Jay?
To waste money?
Yeah, to make something ridiculously elaborate. I've definitely got spots on my back.
What's that all about?
You can have a look if you want.
Oh, I'd love to.
No, yeah, I seen that, and I seen this. It's made out of human bones, and it's made into a person again. It's absolutely gross.
That could be Damien Hirst, but
Why did he do that?
I've not seen
I don't understand. Why didn't he just keep the skeleton?
No, people who donate their bones.
has that argument with me, like whether contemporary art is actually art or whether it needs a different name.
Different new name. They should give a new, like, name for both of them. Because it is, there's no denying the skill in it, but it's just not traditionally what it's supposed to be called.
Yeah, I know.
What does your boyfriend do?
Modern history, which is all history, just not ancient history. Because no history is modern, because it's history, which is weird.
Go on, explain more. Did you meet him at uni?
Yeah, yeah.
He's in his what year, though?
Is he in Oxford as well?
Same year as me, yeah.
Is his course the same length?
It's actually, like, I knew of him, kind of, like, through... Well, basically, I was walking down the street one day, hobbling down the street one day, because my knees were so bad. And I was like, you know what I'm like when I go off on a rant? I was like, this is ridiculous. You're all telling me I'm whinging. I'm not whinging, it really hurts. No one knows how I feel. You don't know how I feel. You don't know how I feel. And then across the street, on the other side of the road, was this poor lad, like, hobbling on with crutches, who I knew was a friend of a friend. And I was like, he knows how I feel.
Is that how you met him?
No. Well, he didn't hear me. And I pointed at him. I walked off home and I was like, I said to John the next day, John,
who's John? Your friend?
Yeah. I was like, John, why is that guy got...
Did you fancy him, though? A little bit.
I just thought it was a good-looking guy from afar, but it was all right.
Yeah.
But I wasn't in the right state of mind to even vaguely consider anything like that. And I just said to John, why has that guy got crutches? And he's like, oh, he's torn his cruciate ligament. I thought, oh, dear. But I was so wrapped up in my own world, because I literally thought, because I didn't know what was wrong with me at that point, I thought that I had some kind of, like, deteriorating arthritis or something that meant that I'd be, like,
dead in a month.
Forever.
Is that enough? It's been on 15 minutes?
Literally, I was so...
It's
been on for 10 minutes. This is back in Leeds with my mum crying in Bupa Hospital. And then And I saw this little leaflet on the wall, and it
Look
said,
awful,
it was
don't
about
I?
crucially. This is a really long story. Basically, I
No.
went back to uni and we got together.
Well, I'm going out in a couple of hours, but apart from that, we're kind of free, I think.
Do you want me to tell you the whole story?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
And I saw this like lucky story and I read it, and he must have been on my mind vaguely in Easter a little bit, but not much. And this is when I'd been completely celibate for 2 years. I was too scared to go near anyone. I got this fear of like, because I was not like that. I was a very different person than I am now. When I was younger, I was really like relaxed, laid back, quite
Darling.
kind of like, I don't mean chauvinistic, but I was quite so like chilled out, old fashioned. Like boys could say or do what they
What's
wanted.
wrong,
didn't care.
babe?
And then I
Babe.
was a
I
bit
know.
sort of like,
It was so uncool, wasn't it?
not obsessed, I was a bit kind of like over-attached to my ex-boyfriend, just because
Is this Bob?
he reminded...
Talking about pre-pre.
Yeah, I just got really attached to him because he reminded me of the only time when I wasn't a little bit like... if you know what I mean, like when I wasn't neurotic. He reminded me when I was young, when I
And
like
carefree,
was
yeah.
never anxious, and when I was really carefree. And I was too scared to go near anyone for some reason. I just got paranoid about like... about
heard
being
the
near,
story.
I just didn't like it, and I felt really like unconfident and stuff. So I got really attached to him. Skipping out a little bit of the story, I went back to uni really upset, like thinking, oh no, like he's gone back to university. I was
Who,
really
Pre-Pre
sad,
Bob?
cried on the way back. Yeah, I don't know why I got attached. It was like 3 years since we broke up, and it was just ridiculous. And then we got on well, but we're not meant to go out. Let's put it that way. And I went back to uni, and that night I was just like, I'm going to unpack my car, and one of my friends was like, we're going for a drink in Mango. Yes. I just went out, they were like jugs for £5. I was like, I'll have 3. We got these jugs of cocktails, and I was like, right.
It's Big Brother. Would
No,
you
it's
make them
not.
Come to the diary room.
Big brother, what are you doing?
Yeah, he looks angry. Are you
Nathan!
sweating?
Huh?
Are you sweating?
Yeah, I was
Nathan, it looks so good.
serious elbow grease. Thank you, does it?
It
Thank you.
does.
Near the end of the story, I was nearly, so I was drinking in there, and then I invited John out, because I vaguely had the idea in the back of my head that he had some good-looking friends of some description to try and cheer me up, and Tom had just lost a game of poker, and so said, fine, I'll come out for a drink, got nothing else to do. So he came, we got talking. I quite liked him a bit, so the next night I kind of went out where he went, even though it was somewhere I never go out.
Followed him.
Just to follow him, yeah.
You followed him home?
No, I just went out to the same club that he was going to because we had mutual friends and
Okay.
I quite fancied him.
What name are you going to show?
It was really funny though because
If you want, you can put this side on your face.
It's a long story, but
It's really nice, and
I tried
that's
to
the
be
best
really
one
like
as
I
well.
tried to be kind of quite sort of
It's
tried to give him the clue that I liked him because I'm never really very like over flirty or
I wish I
forward.
had a cotton
And
wool
his friends were
cotton
taking the mick out of him
pad.
for looking like a giraffe, and I just
did request.
went up to the bar. I didn't know him, and I was like, I happen to really like giraffes.
Amy,
Is that the first thing you said to him?
cotton pad?
Pretty much. Yeah, of course. Do you want to get it out my bag?
Is that the first thing you said to him?
Not the first thing, no, because I've talked to him the night before.
Oh, okay.
And I'd met him before. I saw a picture of us together, like, the year before. But I was so oblivious to all people, because
Yeah.
like, I just was completely, like, that I just didn't even remember until I looked back and saw the photo. Anyway, there's more to the story, but it's a bit boring. We just went out on a date, got on really well, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Can you move up for JJ?
And I
Maybe
realised,
you can
like,
refresh-
6 weeks later that I hadn't thought about Pre-Pre Bob at all in all that time.
Lay on
The
my.
first time in my life. We went
Lay
out
on
for
my
a
legs,
really nice
Jay.
dinner. Then we went to my local bar. I had this. Oh God, I was so full and it's so silly. It was a ball of mozzarella
comfortable,
wrapped
Jay?
in
Is it
Parma
comfortable
ham.
for you?
No, it was like a contemporary
very.
posh restaurant wrapped in Parma ham with a bit of salad balsamic glaze. Then the main course I had chicken in breadcrumbs with.
You remember
and
what you had?
It was with new potatoes. Yeah, because I was on a first date. It was with new potatoes, and
Oh my God,
I had
I'm
to eat
such a bad
potatoes, and I
girlfriend.
can't eat potatoes. I felt rudely eating
I
like
don't remember the
garlic
first time we had
potatoes.
sex. That was my first
Yeah,
time ever.
garlic potatoes and veg. We
Yeah.
didn't get a dessert. We went.
I don't remember. God,
The people at my